way they can compliment you, kick you down.
You was good at today.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought we could this year all the way through.
I took it back there about an hour before I got here. Yeah. Yeah, no. I wanted to go one way and it went the other way. Trying to clean the pond dam off.
That's why I said,
Sorry.
control like this.
Yeah.
Run into something. Turn my head, come over and try out 0 turn mower. Three rows down the road.
I love that. Not me, just saying.
I know you're.
I think I know.
I love it. Yeah.
And-
I was gonna say, you missed my spot.
I don't know right across that. Well, I guess I could. I had to do that, I'd bring my own.
Yeah, you have,
I'd have
two
to
swipes.
bring my new one back.
Yeah.
I've been walking behind our pond. We've done the high spot. Oh, that was good therapy for my neck.
You can get them at Dollar General too.
Can you get them in?
You can, I just saw them the other day. Yeah, I like those.
That's what I was looking at.
They look like Christmas. Well, they're soft.
Yes.
I knew someone had one. No, just don't give it to me.
I think it was shingles again. I remember
So much.
I had the first one, I haven't had the second one.
Oh. I like the ones with caramel. Those are good.
I don't know what.
I do have the air conditioning on, so
Oh, okay. Well, I couldn't.
fan on.
Yeah, there's a fan on.
It's beyond. How did that happen? That's what, did he do that?
I did that, yeah.
How did that just happen?
She's
What do you
good.
got?
Just so you know, no, it's water, ice water. I have,
Better
just so you know,
check
I got
it,
two
yeah.
ceiling fans and they have a remote now. It's really- I can leave it. And mess with kids. Bright, dim, fan on, fan off.
It's five on and five off.
Who do they have such a thing? Well, my kitchen fan did, but I was remote got lost. Oh, he has a switch on on the wall, and then he also has chains, little chains, so we can. But we can- I'm just saying, unless you, no, unless you give me a reason to have one. He doesn't work for the village anymore, so I can tell, but he's, he can do, I'll tell Ethan. But he doesn't listen to me, so there's that. Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Well, I need to open my lungs up. Huh? You remember me doing that? What do you think?
No, don't tell her.
He doesn't have a grown thing with him. I was saying, if one hasn't.
One
It was ever. I remember that. I told him, I said, how can I? Yeah, this is kind of trip the other day. It's like, we will just, I'm like, what if I did something? It's like, I could be something.
Let me just go.
I hate
I
somebody
was like back in it.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Could we all rise, please?
Right.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You been hung up?
Yes, I did.
Roll call, please.
Tom,
Here.
Colleen, here, April,
Here.
Max,
Here.
Sherry, here, Justin.
Here.
Tony.
The payments of bills, $296,278.22, and transfers of funds, $80,000 electrical bond funds.
I'll move to pay the bills and transfer funds.
I'll second.
Colleen,
Yes.
April,
Yes.
Max.
Yes.
Sherry. Yes. Justin.
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Approval of March 2023 clerk's report and January and February 23 treasurer's report.
I'll move approval of the March 2023 clerk's report and January and February 2023 treasurer's report.
I'll second it. Whoever you want.
I got Sherry. Colleen,
Yes.
April,
Yes.
Max.
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay, public comment, any citizens want to talk?
I know, there was a year.
Executive session.
Minutes. Enough minutes.
Oh, yes. Approval of March 23 regular and executive session minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve March 2023 regular and executive session meeting minutes.
I'll second it.
Colleen,
Yes.
April,
Yes.
Max.
Yes.
Sherry. Yes. Justin.
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Now, public comment.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's early in the year yet, but just curious about the plan on the ditch out. You stand, so.
Michael? No, I haven't done anything.
I know you guys changed.
Back into this.
I know, I understand. I just don't want to be forgotten about.
Right,
you won't be forgotten.
We will not forget you.
I won't let you.
That's fine, good for you.
Won't let you.
All right.
Anybody else like to speak? Nancy, you got anything you want to say?
Not yet.
Always wait, Nancy.
We'll move on.
Thank you.
Terry Verdon, you're up here.
Hi, guys. So, y'all know me, and I came tonight to tell you a little bit about the Cumberland County Veterans Monument. I've been working on it with a lot of help from the auxiliary from Toledo for the last several years, and we have gotten to the point that we're waiting for the last of the electric estimates to come in, and we will most likely be able to break ground this summer and put electric and concrete in. I was going to show you some pictures of the design if anybody wanted to look at it.
Yes, definitely.
But it's grown from just the Veterans Monument where it would be like 8,000 to 10,000 names that we can put on the stones to we now have decided to move the existing Veterans Monument from the Neal Park that's over by the Life Center, so it's not forgotten about and abandoned. It complements with the stones, and the Legion, the Auxiliary, and the Sons put it in, and we've all agreed that we would move it to the courthouse as well, so that it would be able to fit into it. And then also in October, I thought about this for a long, long time, and I finally wrote a letter. And 9 days after I wrote the letter, I got a phone call asking to verify some information. A month after that, I got a phone call saying it's happening. And January 12th, I got by UPS a 68-pound piece of steel from one of the two towers from the World Trade Center, gifted to us from the New York Fire Department. So I brought it so that anybody could see it. The agreement was where I would put it that anybody can touch it, so anyone in a wheelchair, child can come up and touch it. It helps preserve it as well, but it also makes it more real, being able to touch that steel. So it's in the box. I'll open it. Anybody can see it. The design that we decided on for the stones are 5 stones around this pentagon, and then we'll have benches on it, and the center stone is for the killed in action. we've decided that we wanted to put on the stones, because we left room on them, that we could put pictures. So we're starting to collect pictures, and we're going to use Cumberland County pictures. And we did find that there's 3, that's from the World War I, 3 men that were killed in action, and their caissons are down the Greenup Main Street, and then there's their funeral, and actually a picture of their horse-drawn caisson, and we're gonna put that, we think, on the center stone, and then we'll have room for a couple other pictures, and then we're gonna collect other pictures from around the county. Then this is a picture of the layout for it. If you're looking at the square, this is the IGA. This is filling station. So we want to put a sidewalk here and put the existing monument on this one. And then on the west, when you're coming from the west, there'll be another sidewalk. And this would be where the 9/11 steel is. And then it would come out to the center. We're going to have 5 flagpoles around the stones. That's the different branches of the military. We're going to have the American flag, POW, and Illinois. Rolling Thunder has donated a stadium chair, one of their outdoor POW chairs. So we're going to put it as well with this. This is a center stone. The red, it doesn't print off very well, but it's the color of the existing brick on the courthouse. And then this is black. And then the benches, red and black. And then that's supposed to be the red, like the other, and the stones. And then we'll have, there's a POW chair. We'll have a key, because the names that are on the stones are going to designate symbols to represent different conflicts. So, say, like my own grandpa was Korea and Vietnam. So they'll have 2 symbols behind his name, like a square and a circle, and then they come over to the key. That way we're saving space, but then the ones that did serve in conflict will have that special recognition. And then there's a donor stone, and anybody over $1,000 donates will have their name or their business or however they want it put on the donor stone to go with it. We have the stones paid in full. They're at Pyramid Marble. We had those for a couple of years, but we just got them paid off last month. Milano and Grunlow has done our engineering to tell us how deep concrete has to be under each piece of stone, because it has to be different than the other. And then we have the Milano and Grunlow has also told us how to do the sidewalks and the engineering around all of that. The center stone, we would like, several of us would like, the bronze. It is called Freedom's Fire, and it's the Statue of Liberty's arm holding the torch, and the flame has a eagle coming out of it. So there's a picture of it. It's not the greatest, but that's what we got. And then that's a picture of the steel, but everybody can see that here in person. So if you guys want to look through it, yeah. But I came tonight to see if the Greenup board would possibly agree to doing a donation, maybe out of the motel hotel tax, to go towards the monument, since it is for anybody in Cumberland County that has lived there, moved to Cumberland County. If they move down to Cumberland County, it's fine. We can collect the names of all the ones that are buried in the cemeteries and put their names on it. I have to have permission from anybody living to put their name on it. If they're buried outside of the county and we don't know it, then we need someone to tell us and they can be honored on it. We do have a Revolutionary War soldier from Cumberland County, so we do go back all the way to the Revolutionary War. So, if anybody has any questions? Well, it's like, okay, so the pictures that we've gotten so far that we would like to use are like this. It's like going down the main street, and it's got the caissons on it, the horse drawn, and then there's the crowds of people standing around. And then there's another where it's looking down the aisle, and it's the coffins. And it's a podium, and you can see chairs and people sitting along those. And then there's another one that's just the horse-drawn caisson with a flag draped coffin on it. And I think that's at the, and it was, I think the date is April 9th, April 23rd. Oh, but it's, I think 1919 is the date from when they were. But I got those from Jerry Brown, and they are over at the museum. And I met with Roger Anderson 2 Saturdays ago and pulled a couple of more pictures to see what the others thought about that. But then I think we're gonna see also about if anybody has any other pictures. Like, you know, you see the raising of the flag, or you'll see other battleships and stuff, but we don't want to pull those off of the internet. So if somebody has a picture that they took of something like that, or, you know, a really cool picture that they, when they were serving that, you know, I think we're all open to looking at those and choosing from that. But we want those pictures to come from Cumberland County. And we thought that would be better use of that space. And then
Okay, it sounds like you put a lot of work into this.
18 years. I don't want to take it to 20. I don't.
Well, we appreciate your time and effort.
Yes.
And guys and ladies, I think we really ought to support our veterans.
So, anybody like to see that? And I'll, you guys can see it too when the meeting's over. Oh, wow. But it's warped from the
Fire, yeah.
I volunteered to drive to pick it up, and the fireman's like, "Oh no, we'll send it UPS," and then it went missing for 2 days.
Oh,
no.
And so we were both in a complete and utter panic. So, and then he was calling me. They said they delivered it on your door. I'm like, I'm dragging it in right now. So we got it.
Anybody want to discuss it?
You make a motion first and then you discuss.
I'll make a motion to donate $2,500 for the Veterans Monument, Victor Alcoa.
I'll second it.
Thank you very much.
Does anyone want to have a discussion on that? What Tony say?
That's the least we can do.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta support our veterans. No discussion? Please vote.
Colleen?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry? Yes. Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for all your work.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not alone. I mean, the auxiliaries helped me too, so.
Well, thank you.
Well, there's one right here, and
Thank
there's
you.
another one over there. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on. Shannon? You're up, buddy. All right.
Met a couple times with the water and sewer committee, discuss changing the rates, and with the water plant project coming along, we were informed at the meeting we had USCDA representative that they will expect you at the time the application goes in. Now, understand right now, we're waiting on Planning Commission, Coles County Planning Commission to complete a comprehensive plan for the county, which is an eligibility requirement before we can even apply for a grant. Okay? And we're thinking that's going to take up to 6 months, and we should be about a month into that. But and then prior to making the application, once that's complete, you'll be expected to have your leverage portion of the funds, your 40% of this water plant project in hand. So that money will need to have been borrowed. Okay? So this assumes, this rate study kind of assumes that debt. It's kind of a forward-looking proposal. And met with the committee a couple different times and went through it in great detail. I can give you a reduced version of that fairly quick. Basically, right now, your rates for both water and sewer are structured on a minimum of 1,500 gallons per person or per user. And then you have a charge per thousand thereafter up to 10,000, and then there's a graduated scale where you reduce and go a little bit lower after that. For both of these rates, I'm proposing that you eliminate the minimum up to 1,500 and lower that to 1,000. Okay, and generally we find that that helps or shouldn't affect the single people, the widowed lady or male. You know, they generally fall under that minimum category anyway, so this doesn't become a burden to them. But for water, we're looking at raising the minimum $1, and then raising the cost per thousand 10 cents, while also lowering what you get for the minimum. Okay, and then propose an annual increase of $1.50 per thousand and 10 cents per thousand thereafter. We're also eliminating the break after 10,000 gallons, which I think would benefit you as well. And there aren't many customers that actually fall into that category. Okay. And then on the sewer side, we're proposing to, again, eliminate the break after 10,000, reduce the minimum from 1,500 to 1,000, but it needs to go up $2.20, and the cost per thousand needs to go up $3.90, or to $3.90, which is a raise of $1.25. We found that the sewer rate was falling short of being supportive of itself. When we look at, you know, your rates are separated, your revenues separated, but your expenses are combined. When we look at how much of the debt that the water, or I'm sorry, how much of the expense the water is supporting versus how much of the expense the sewer is supporting, the sewer wasn't carrying this weight. The water didn't need to go up as much, but the sewer is the side that really needed to. Okay, and then we're proposing an annual increase of 30 cents on the minimum and 10 cents per thousand thereafter. So, in a nutshell, this should generate a revenue that provides. We look at total expenses, total revenue. With the new rate increase, your combined proposed revenue, which is about halfway down in this second blue column, would generate about $714,000. Your proposed expenses, which is a combination of your existing expenses plus the new debt, would be $659, $660. Your revenue to expense coverage would be about 8%. I like to see that around 10%, though we aren't taking these rates there because you have a small debt that's going to go away in 2024, which will cover that gap. Okay, so we don't need to go to 10% right now. But all in all, I feel like this is fair. This eliminates the $5 surcharge thing that you got going on with the meter charge right now as well. I think it's a very fair, marketable approach. To this date, the committee's been supportive of that. So we'll see how it goes and lands in the lap of the rest of it.
Anybody got any questions for Shannon?
This was new, right?
That's junk. Yeah, the new one.
This is the after our second meeting.
So majority of bonds on the water system is favorable to the bond from the.
The rate increase is already in place for you to assume that debt when it's time to do that. So there won't have to be another rate increase because of that. And really, we're not increasing the water rates all that much. I mean, we did this, what did we decide that was 5-6 years ago? And we did the automatic increase then, and you know, the rates were behind at that point. That automatic increase really did get you bumped up to where you need to be. And looking forward, you know, the price of everything is going up. I mean, PVC pipe used to be $1 a foot, now it's $4 or $5, 4-inch pipe. I mean, and sewer utilities, though sewer doesn't get a lot of attention, sewer utilities is one of the most expensive utilities you own. Pipe's bigger and it's deeper, and it's laid to grade, water main just snakes through there. So, sewer is short, supporting yourself. And you have some work that you really need to be considering on the sewer side. There's some inflow and infiltration problems that need addressed, and you know, sewer system issues.
If I understand right now our sewer is half of the water.
It's about,
This is a change.
and you know, I think the way it was figured before, you literally just took the water down. I would suggest that they be separate rates. Have its own rate, supported rate structure.
Is everybody satisfied with that? Justin, it looks like you're thinking on this. We'll have a real draw on an ordinance. We'll vote on it next month.
Yeah, you really just need a motion to move it to that stage, I think. Proceed, don't even need a motion, just consists.
That's what I was asking. Yeah, it's next. Okay, we'll move on that and go with it.
Okay.
Water tower inspection.
Yeah, so the EPA likes you to have those, somebody's put eyes on those about every 5 years. It's been a while. And actually Lyle had reached out to me before he left and asked, to provide a quote for that. I think if we do them both at the same time, we can provide the inspection, photographs, written report, $2,500 combined. If you ask us to do them separate for any reason, I think I have it there, $3,000. There's really no need to separate them, just do them at the same time.
When was the last time we did that? Because I recall this back when Stacy was there.
It's been a
$500 fee.
It's been over 5 years. I mean, you're due.
Okay, because I know we discussed it with you at that point in time, so I guess I wonder why that didn't happen then.
I think it did.
Okay, well, that, whenever I was on the force, it's less than 4 years ago.
Oh, it's been longer than that.
Yeah, it's been,
We've discussed it since I've been on the board, so I remember.
I was thinking we did it. It's been like 6 years.
But it's time to do it.
It's time.
I do it.
So,
Justin, I think we did talk about it.
Never got done.
Yeah, I remember it being part of.
Actually, there was a guy that came in here offering to do it.
Okay.
At an elevated cost, and I said, you don't really need to spend that money. They get divers. There's people that offer to put on full body protection and get sanitized and go in there. And, yeah, and I said, you don't, it doesn't really.
when you climb the tower to do it, is it you to do
It'll
it?
be me personally.
Good luck.
I do donuts when I get done.
I'm going beforehand. Good luck on that.
I wouldn't do it no matter how many donuts you gave me.
If you lower it down where you can reach it.
Yeah.
Would somebody like to make a motion on that? For the water tower inspection, $2,500.
I'll make a motion for the water tower inspections.
I'll second it.
Colleen,
Yes.
April,
Yes.
Max.
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Tony.
And we don't drain those all the way. We take them down we ask them to use, we'll coordinate that with Michael, but we generally ask you to use them down about a third of the way so that when we get in on the top, we can get down the ladder. Generally, the area of concern on the inside of the water tower is on the bottom side of the roof. That's the area that's exposed to moisture and air. The area that stays submerged, usually there's no problems. You can see all that through the water and take pictures, and we can identify all that. If we see something that we think requires more attention, we'll ask you to get a diver in there and maybe go do a spot repair. Generally, we don't expect. Those towers haven't been painted all that long ago. This is routine, just need to get set eyes on it. It's not that. Then the last thing I was just going to speak to, and maybe Michael's got it in his comments for later, but this lead service line thing, do you want me to speak on that, or you got it? You want me to? So the EPA is requiring a very comprehensive lead service line inventory program, and they're actually there's a report due April 15th of this month, which doesn't have to be complete, but by April of next year, they expect it 100% complete and certified. And they expect you to identify, used to, we only had to report what we knew of between the main and the meter in terms of service. Now they're requiring we know what happens not only between the main and the meter, but from the meter into the house, okay? And they don't expect you to dig, they don't require excavation, but they expect you to perform a fairly comprehensive study about what's there. It's time consuming and it involves quite a bit of work. Now, the EPA, it's an unfunded mandate, right? Everybody loves those. But the EPA has made money available, and you can apply for a grant. That would help.
Right?
Huh?
We have, right?
Well, you're on, yeah, they're due like April
Okay.
25th. But yes, you're in the works. But we're gonna be putting a grant application together, which should get you some relief and some assistance in performing this stuff, okay? And those applications are due April 25th. There was a round of money that was made available in December. I believe they were due December 19th, and they announced those about mid-January. So I think if we apply in April, we'll know by end of May whether you got it or not. So
When
we're,
we started on that, report, on that, we sent out surveys last year, that's what Michael, myself, and Steve have been working on.
Because typically, from the meter to the house
you don't own it.
would be the residents'
Yeah.
cost.
And what the EPA is, and Mike actually sat in on more conferences and town hall meetings about this than I. I have a lot of clients that's been, and I get feedback from it. But from what I understand, once statewide, this survey has been done and where lead service lines have been made known, supposedly there's going to be money made available to get those service lines replaced. Now, they haven't said what the criteria is, whether you have to be low income or whatever to qualify, or if they're just going to make you replace it. I don't know. But at the end of the day, the requirement for this reporting is serious enough that they're saying if the village can't get everyone to comply and respond and get a good inventory of this, everyone that doesn't participate or respond gets turned over to the health department. And the health department is going to be required to go solicit this information. So one way or another, they're going to find it.
So what, is this meaning that they're gonna force village?
Haven't
to
said
work on
that
private
yet.
property?
I'm sorry?
Try forcing villages to work on private property.
Mike can speak to that.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were asked who was gonna be up to, it's gonna be up to the public works.
Yeah.
To get this taken care of.
That's
Yeah, so it don't lack either.
It's thanks to Flint, Michigan, honestly. I mean, they had, if you remember reading about Flint, Michigan in the news, they switched water sources and they had a chemical reaction. They claimed that that chemical reaction and spoiled water was a condition of a lead content mixed with a chemical that now they want to eliminate lead. And what's
red water or something.
And what scared me is, you know, and Mike's familiar with this, but the routine testing we do all the time, aside from just bacterial testing and disinfection byproduct testing, the lead samples, for years, every water supply has had to take lead samples. They actually call them lead and copper samples, okay? So we take lead and copper samples at random every other year, some communities every year. And right now they're focusing on lead, but I suspect there will come a day, and lead's not really very prevalent. You won't find that probably 3% of your customers have an old galvanized or lead soldered joint copper in their system. But I can promise you that over 50% of them have copper. And if it ever comes to that, I hope I'm retired. It'll be a mess, yeah. It'll be a mess.
It's gonna be a mess.
It'll be a mess.
We have to start replacing a meter on the valve.
And then it'll be a compound in plastic that's not safe for drinking. Eventually we'll be drinking mud puddles.
Well, it might be safer, I'm just saying.
And we go to the houses, you go see people landscaping stuff and restoration, I mean, that's gonna get really ugly.
So far, we're not there. They just want to know if it exists. And we'll see if they pull out a magic wand and find enough money to pay to do it.
Shannon, one question, when do you plan on doing this water tower inspection?
Probably,
A month or?
within the next 6 weeks. I like to get on them before, well, the earlier the better, honestly. I don't like, wasps. Yeah, so if I don't get it done this spring, it'd be the fall, but I'd rather do it earlier than, before bug season.
Thank you.
All right, have a good evening.
Thank you, Shane.
Hey, Lee, you got your water already replaced, don't you?
Yeah.
You're ahead of the game.
Whether you wanted to or not, right?
Okay, I need a motion to approve resolution of adoption of the 2023 Cumberland County multi-jurisdictional all hazard plan. I'd like to make a motion on that.
I move we approve a resolution, for adoption of the 2023 Cumberland County multi-jurisdictional all hazards mitigation plan.
I'll second that.
You didn't use that word, you have to word out.
I did that on purpose.
You know who us.
Alan,
I
Yeah.
was looking at Kate.
April,
Yes.
Max.
Yeah.
Sherry,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
And need a motion to approve appointment of Kristen Scott as the Village of Greenup CCDC representative. That should be very good.
I'll make that motion. Appoint Chris Scott as our CCDC representative.
I'll second it.
Alan,
Yes.
April,
Yes.
Max.
Thank
Sherry. Justin,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Thank you, Kristen, and good luck.
You're gonna need it.
Okay, motion to approve the IMEA's recommended update to the fair solar credit value to be 0.1007 kilowatts electric net metering.
I'll move that we approve the IMEA's recommended,
You're on here, so you're doing it recommended.
recommended update to the fair solar credit value to be 0.1007 kilowatt hours electric net metering. A second.
Alan,
Yes.
April,
Yes.
Max.
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Next, from the clerk's office, review of meeting with Mike Miller and Gary Downey team, IDS, changes and updates to the service level agreement for internet technology services and security.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you do.
So, Jill and I, had a meeting with Mike and Gary. The updates that we are needing, for this service is because it's a safety issue with all the computers that we have. Cybersecurity. Yeah. One of the reasons is with the new AMIs, anybody would be able to go out there and hack into our system. Also there is, what else was there besides the AMIs?
We'll just stop by here.
Yeah. So anyway, they gave us a list of everything that is gonna be included with this, service agreement. And it will go, every 12 months, and then they'll go back and look at it again to make sure that the changes and everything, they haven't updated. Our IML does not really cover, our insurance doesn't really cover cyber attacks. So if somebody would hack into our system, the police computer, our computer, somebody would be able, going to be on the cloud here before too long with our utility billing. So we think it's something we probably need to do.
Been happening a lot, and it happened just recently over in FPM. And and costs them a lot of money, and they're seeing more and more, and they're actually going to every customer that they have and speaking to them. They've been working on going to each customer since September, because I think you'll see in there, this was done in September, this agreement. But they giving everybody time to get to us.
If they do, hack into us, they ask for money, and, that you have to pay the money, because they're not gonna give you anything, there's no way of them not getting into, that's what they got into Effingham, was they couldn't, all the backups were gone.
This, there will be more daily backups, more eyes on hand every day than what we currently have. Basically, 24 hours, there's gonna be somebody looking at all of their clients, watching what's going on.
Question. Mentioned that our insurance doesn't cover it. Have we added a cybersecurity policy?
They do have a cybersecurity policy, yes, but as Mike presented, that most insurance companies don't,
Goes so
They don't-
significant to,
Sure.
they don't pay or insure significantly for what it actually costs.
But I just know that every financial institution has a substantial
Yes.
cybersecurity policy, so I know they exist. They're out
Yes.
there.
But he said that he has found that IML, with working with others, that their cybersecurity doesn't pay for everything, so.
And what is the proposed charge per month for this? I don't see it.
It
was
is,
$17.55 a month.
So what were we paying per month before on that?
and I asked Robin to look that up for me, and, I did not get it.
That
I'm
seems like a
sorry.
significant.
This is definitely a significant, because before we were paying for what we were paying for a block of time constantly, where this way we're just gonna constantly paying money
So
instead of paying for that block of time.
this is not the only option. I've actually established this for the different financial institutions I work for. So you can shop this around. You can get the monitoring and you can get backups that you're talking about much cheaper. So that it's available. Just saying that that's an option.
And that's not all, this 17.55, I should have been a little bit more clear, it's just not for the cyber protection.
Yeah, I get it.
It's
But
for
that's,
coming in, yeah, we're
but
coming
that's
in.
like, that's a lot of
Yeah.
money. That's, 22 grand a year about.
Yes.
Just math off the top of my head.
Yes.
Don't, if I'm wrong here. But, that's a lot of money to do without comparing another vendor.
You give us another, would you be,
I can give you a couple more.
okay, maybe we should do that.
And meet
That'd be
with them and
perfect.
see what's out there
Yeah.
before you tie yourself into it. Mike's not gonna go away. He'll be happy to give you this contract
Oh,
today or next
yeah,
week.
right.
So,
Yeah,
So you provide that to them?
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you, Jess.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that's a lot.
a lot of times, the service agreements like this, depending on the number of users, that changes the amount to the number of PC workstations. But for this size of organization, that's pretty high.
And it's just not for the cybersecurity.
Sure.
This,
No,
this
it's
takes
for the-
all
it's the
support,
whole-
all
Yeah,
aspects
I
of
get it.
their,
It's the whole security, it's the whole
everything, if
Yeah.
they call,
management,
come in,
internet or
IT.
technology management
Yes,
service agreement,
Exactly.
but it's still pretty high
Okay.
for the number of users you have. Because you've got 3 or 4 office computers, a couple of computers for the guys in the police department, and then you've got,
we have about 7 or 8.
okay, that's not very many users,
Right,
that's not
for
very many
17.
workstations for $1,800 a month. Pretty high.
I'll make a motion, table that.
That's a second.
second,
Colleen,
yes.
April,
Yes.
Max.
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay, need a motion to enter into executive session to discuss personnel, appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body.
Have a second?
Second.
Colleen?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry? Justin?
Yes.
Penny?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, no.
We missed you.
Oh, I
There's
didn't
three of
realize
us.
that. Where you notice that, Chris? Yeah. Well, Susie has Titus and, Jason, we have the.
The one that went to the meeting. Separate day.
Okay.
Thanks for your service, Mike.
For what?
Roll call, please.
Tom?
Here.
Ally? Here. April?
Here.
Mac?
Here.
Sharon?
Here.
Justin?
Okay, Personnel Committee review March 27, 2023. Motion to approve the appointment of Michael Ryder as Superintendent of Utilities at $26 an hour.
I'll make the motion to hire Michael Ryder as superintendent of utilities, $26 an hour, with no increase.
Any discussion? Good.
Will there be a probationary period?
No.
With no probation.
Thank you.
It didn't.
Oops.
Ally?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry? Justin?
Yes.
Yes.
A motion to accept applications from the current utility department personnel for the appointment of a utility foreman.
Make the motion to accept applications from the current utility department personnel for the appointment of utility foreman.
Ally?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
A motion to advertise for the hire of 2 additional utility employees. Pardon me?
Do we need to add to that motion about?
No, no.
Okay, all right.
I'll make a motion that we hire 2 additional utility department employees.
I'll second it.
Ally?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry? Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Okay, also, we have on the agenda a motion to approve payment for attendance of Class A CDL education for employees John Wilbaum and Hunter Spears. A motion? Motion dead. Motion to approve appointment of sergeant to the Greenup Police Department.
I'll make that motion. Motion to approve appointment of Sergeant Cullen
Gardner.
Gardner. Sorry,
I'll second the motion.
as Sergeant to the Greenup Police.
We will get a raise.
And effective immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, effective immediately.
With the raise.
Okay, right.
And May.
Ally?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
A motion to advertise for 2023 summer employment working within the utility department.
Make a motion to advertise for 2023 summer employment working in utility.
I'll second.
Two.
$13 an hour.
Yes.
$13.
There you go.
That's right. You got it, right.
Ally?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry? Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Okay, Superintendent Ryder, review of B&H Electric LLC quote in the amount of $20,750 labor and equipment costs for replacement of 2 electrical poles.
This is up on, J. Hayden Drive. We have a lot of equipment up on these 2 poles. There are square holes and woodpecker holes in them. There are some of us rather sizable. I think, Tony, did you go up with them today? in the event something happens, we lose a lot. There are two circuits, we feed municipal building, wells, nursing home, budget hosting, Casey's, West Delaware. On the other one, we feed the IGA and southeast part of town, including that.
Basically, the most expensive places we could lose power.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
After we got missed this last couple of nights, and I'm glad we didn't get anything.
You just jinxed
Yes,
yourself.
we have to- That's why we need them replaced, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the BH Electric LLC quote in the amount of $20,750 labor and equipment costs for the replacement of 2 electrical poles, presented by Superintendent Ryder.
Ollie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry? Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Okay, Superintendent Ryder requesting review of quotes for purchase of a mower for the utility department.
I got quotes for a 60-inch zero turn or a 72-inch zero turn from 4 different places. It's up to you guys what you want to buy for us. We just need to know. We're using the one that they replaced Patty's John Deere with, the old Cub Cadet, and it's burning so much oil. I can do
It was the cheapest.
John Deere in Ashmore. There's a 60-inch for 7,600, 87.58, and a 72-inch for 8,049.30.
Does take that.
Tony, did you do some research on this?
Yeah, I went and checked with Larry Everett, our chief, Sullivan, he does all mowing, has all the property. And he said he wanted one too. So, he said you can't, at $8,000 base, you can't beat that.
Is that for the 60-inch?
No, that's.
72.
That's the 70.
And
That
usually
is
right now,
72.
I'm going for over 9,000.
This is 2017 pricing he was able to get us for being a municipality. He brought it down to 2000, or September 4, 2017.
So 8,049.38.
Would this be used just up here in
So
municipal?
it'll be out there, we'll have the helicopter pad, our new place, and then down in the hill we need to.
Okay.
So it won't be used up here.
I mean, if they need
Yeah,
it, if we
It
need
won't
it,
be.
we're not gonna say no.
I'd like to say, I'd like that deal on roller.
So you're telling us we're getting a good deal?
That's a good deal.
Yeah, usually right now, going over 9,000.
So would somebody like to make a motion on that, please?
I'll make a motion to purchase, the John Deere go turn mower with a 72-inch deck from, 8HW LLC out of Ashmore for the price of $8,049.38.
I'll second.
And that's a 72-inch.
And we actually measured to make sure to fit 2 holes in.
We have one question place.
Ollie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Okay, motion to set village of Greenup jump days on Friday, June 2nd, 2023, full day, and Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, a half a day.
I'll make the motion to set the village agreement jump days on Friday, June 2nd, 2023, all day, and Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, half day.
Where we got the stuff drop off, like the new building or the old building?
The old bill, the new bill,
It worked wonderful last year.
worked out great.
You have a second?
Second.
Who'd you get, Jim?
Got 5 seconds.
Ollie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry? Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Motion to approve advertising in the 2023 Discover magazine in the amount of $1,500. That comes out of hotel motel tax. Any discussion on that, or somebody want to make a motion?
People down.
I'll make the motion to approve advertising in the 2023 Discover magazine in the amount of $1,500 out of the hotel motel tax.
I'll second it. It's okay with my.
That's my conscience.
Ollie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Max?
Yes.
Sherry? Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Did our attorneys have anything? Bill?
Just real quick, I have not heard back from the attorneys on the porches. I did reach out to him last week and said he would try to get back to me early this week. He had not asked it. I do have a couple things I'm gonna put on. Sorry.
Of course you do.
Okay, so we got a letter from, the Toledo Area Emergency Ambulance Service. As of May 1st, 2023, depending on Illinois Department of Public Health inspection and licenses, they will tentatively be reopening, offering service. That was, Illinois Department of Transportation, you all received an email from me. They're reaching out to us to see if there's anything that we would like to see within our municipality or in the current areas that we would like to see done, that we have concerns about.
And that could be directly back.
Good luck.
I said
Yeah.
Cumberland Street.
But, I have already heard from April and she, wanted to put on the list, basically the resurfacing and taking care of Cumberland Street, 121. So then, the next thing is Friday after I have the agenda hour, I probably would have put it on there. I had a young man come to me. He is interested in purchasing chickens. He wanted to know what the ordinances was for it, and currently our ordinance, which is ages old, does not allow. We have though through the years had residents have chickens, and I don't think we really ever had any problems with those residents having.
I have a neighborhood rooster that we
Yeah, we used to have rooster in my neighborhood
Yes.
summer.
So I told him, I asked him to reach out to his neighbors to see if they had any quarrels against it, and to get back with me tomorrow. And I told him that I would speak with you guys. And it's probably something we need to revisit in the ordinance anyway, but if I could give this young man a yay or a nay, at least he's coming to the board and asking,
Yeah,
where
absolutely,
other
yeah.
residents, did not.
I think Yogi was pushing that, they're like putting it.
That's what I was gonna say. We didn't
He's
look at
gonna
it.
keep him in.
I think he's only looking at 5,
It's like,
maybe 5, he's gonna keep them
30.
10. And he said, he's gonna have to start out small, right
And
now.
we've had residents that have had them for
Definitely.
over a
Yes, we
decade.
have.
Yes, we have.
So,
And horses.
And like I said, reach out to
Yeah.
your neighbors,
Have
and
cows.
he said that he would.
If we get eggs really cheap, you never know.
Was it gonna stop? That's all I'm saying.
I don't have a
Okay,
problem.
is that
I
what
don't
you
have
got?
a problem.
Just looking for everybody.
Yeah, what's everybody think?
Just limited the number of them.
Just limit.
We'll just tell him to be.
not for
mindful of what
commercial
he's-
purpose.
No doubt.
And I did.
Why no doubt?
Not for commercial purposes.
I don't think anybody would really make a big fuss about it.
There's several of them here in town, I don't hear anything out of anybody else.
No. Definitely not. That's all I have.
Okay,
I did, go to the water conference with Michael and Steve on March 20th. I did learn a lot about the lead lines and, the new, EPA, what they're asking for and stuff. So I did enjoy going and, can't wait to go back next year. I wish I would have got to stay the 3 days that they did, because I think I would have learned a lot more, got a lot more information to bring back, and I know Michael has brought a lot back. And, I don't know if he's gonna talk about the AMIs, but, we have all of our gas meters are in. We're gonna start changing those out as much as possible. And we are going to get door hangers to put on people's houses stating when we are gonna change in that area. We'll put a date and a rain date on it.
so,
That is it.
Michael,
Thank you guys, start with. We have attended a couple conferences with this, Service Line Replacement Program, and we have a lot of good learning. It's not just something we can let shove to the side now. We're gonna have to get on this. where it needs to come. I appreciate it both for allowing us to get a few extra people on their feet. Hopefully we can,
Give them turn.
yeah, get them trained, get them on here.
That'll be good. People. Ally?
Thank you, Michael, for stepping up and taking this.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Hopefully we'll have to go for it. Go with it.
And to Colin too. Appreciate these younger people getting into leadership.
Is that all you got, Ally? April?
I would like to thank the utility workers, when they stepped up and we had a water leak. And I would also like to thank the PD with all this crazy traffic going on. I know you guys have had your days full, so I'd like to thank all of you for that too.
Thanks.
Pretty much the same thing. We've taken several trees out of the park over here. Some out of the park got hot. Like this, start working on replacing some trees. Don't that fast growing with the trees and shade. But right now, there's no shade on it.
Fast growing, but they need to be
Hardy.
hardy.
I've talked to Max and the offer still stands that we would be willing to do it.
So a couple months ago, IDOT had trees left over from a project that they had worked on, and they donated them to different municipalities, maybe the school and that. And I don't remember how many trees they did plant out here in our yard, because everywhere where we wanted to plant a tree, we had a line that we couldn't plant something, and so we took as many as we could from what Lyle had determined when they were here, so.
Michael, can you determine where we should put trees? Put them on the
When they're not in their way.
If your lines are up against the building like that last one was.
I mean, there's an alternative, Tony's talked about it before, these triangular shaped
Mhm.
parks you can put up there. You gotta have 3 good anchoring posts to go to, and thing on the side. But they are kind of neat, because you have different colors, which stuff like that.
They're neat whenever they're brand new, but how do they
Yeah.
work out?
That's what I'm getting ready to say. I know there's 2 that started out in blue that are now kind of green. So,
Just want to also keep in your thoughts that in the event that the ambulance passes tomorrow, and we're going to be turning over the Patty's room, you know, that's going to be a room, we're going to have to probably buy a shed to put that stuff. So then we're going to have to find someplace out here to put it in our lawn as well. So we got to keep that in mind.
Is that all you got, Max? Sure.
Yes, I have.
I'll even stand up and.
First of all, I want to say thank you to all the employees, because it's all of you when we have those emergencies and police department, all they're going through with traffic. Back to the one in Lakeville, I want to bring up, which I know I brought up before. I know the surrounding towns have kind of taken care of that issue when it all started last year, but these people coming in and digging and causing these issues. I thought we had something digging on that, where are we at?
No, we have something that doesn't keep them from coming into town. We cannot prevent them from doing any of this work.
They can do all they want.
But I know-
They should have came in and, kind of registered with us, but they did not.
I know
you
some of the surrounding towns though have it set up where they can't do like days that you're not on, like if you're not working.
We don't have any, that's not in our ordinance.
That's what I was wondering, can we work on something
We
like
might have to
that?
use that. That's a
Because I
good
know the
idea.
surrounding towns have that, they can't come in and dig on Saturdays and Sundays. If the village isn't working, they can't keep it digging. That would, yeah, that
That's a
would
good point.
save us a lot of overtime and issues.
Biggest problem so far has been when they hit water lines.
They sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyways, just wanted to bring that up. And my second thing was I was confronted by a citizen, so I wanted to ask, I couldn't remember totally. I know we had the truck from the utility department that we discussed last time, the one that work anymore. I thought we were going to take bids on that like we normally do. What did we do with that?
Okay, so the ordinance basically stated that it was turned over to the clerk to deal, to dispose of it or to do whatever. And if I asked you last month if we were gonna take bids, if we were going to, junk it, I did not get an answer from anybody. So, I spoke with Lyle and, Tom came in, and, we in our utility department, gave us a bid, gave me a price, gave me a quote, and we accepted it. And that's the point. Thanks to that.
Because I thought I remember asking about, where we, because I pointed out that we needed to make sure that we had verbiage in there about that it's as is condition and there's no expectation of a safe vehicle and all that. At that point, you said, well, we're gonna do this like we always do it. I took that as meaning we were gonna take bids.
I did too.
Oh, okay,
So
well,
I didn't.
I did too.
Now, Jill showed me the ordinance, and it was already a done deal anyway.
Okay, well,
I understand what
I
you're
took
saying.
it that way too.
Right.
But I
My,
didn't.
my point on that too, being addressed by a citizen on that, it does make the village look bad, so maybe in the future we can get a process
Right.
that,
Especially if it's gonna go to a village employee.
yeah,
Well, we
Yes.
need to do away with that ordinance.
so.
No, it's not ordinance, it was just basically,
No
I think
process.
we needed to have more clear, between me
Communication.
and you.
Yeah, because I was
More
under the understanding we were
communication
going to
between us
do a
all.
bid, and I just want to make sure we get in the future.
Yep.
If that goes smoothly, it's fair to everyone.
And at the end of the day, this is a junk truck, but if it was a nice piece of equipment, that
Yes.
would.
Oh, look,
really
that's.
bad.
Well, Jill wouldn't have done it.
Why wouldn't I?
No, I know,
I'm not-
but there
I'm
should be
making
something
better
in place.
consideration of the
A
matter.
process to
Yeah.
protect you and.
Yeah.
So, we got
Because
to
it
all
didn't
off.
make us look good. Yes, and that's all.
That's all. Justin?
So this is my last chance to be long-winded, so I figured I might as well. write
Oh,
something.
no, he's got a letter.
I do.
He has a letter.
I got a copy for you, Billy.
Thank God.
You gotta be done by
Cigarette
7:59.
now.
A lot has happened in the last 4 years since I joined the board. Personally, I lost a father and a friend that encouraged me to join the board in the first place. I watched my youngest boy go from a toddler to nearly 5 years old as my older boy became a teenager. We went through a pandemic and all of the economic and societal issues that came along with it. All of these things colored my judgment as a board member. When making decisions for the future, you always try to figure out how you're either honoring or altering the past and those that came before us. We also consider the ones that are coming to fill these seats in the years to follow. Believe me, as fast as we have had a teenager in our house, it won't be much longer before that generation of folks will be sitting here and making these decisions. We try to figure out how Greenup fits into the larger scope of the world and things going on outside of our borders. And when we needed to go our own way, as well as when we needed to go where the tides of change would take us. 4 years moves pretty fast, though admittedly only in retrospect, not when you were living it, as is evidenced by my nearly full head of gray hair that wasn't here prior. I say all of this to point out that we as a board are all a collection of experiences and intentions, and though inherently brings along conflict with it, largely, we want to move Greenup into the hands of the next generation in a condition better than the one we founded it. Sometimes we miss the mark. That's always the goal. My family and I appreciate the many, many kind words that we have received related to my time on the board that will certainly play a part in where my next role in community service ends up being. Thank you for allowing me to serve in this capacity.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
I'm just shocked you had a teenager.
Not as much as he is.
I didn't think he was that old. Now I really. Thank you, Jeff.
Go ahead and follow that, Tony.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
Well, Lord, luck for you.
So he's got his own letter.
Over the weekend, the village lost an icon, Billy Wild passed away this weekend. He served on the board in Minnesota. Very proud of him. He is very,
On the fire department.
yeah, for a while. He carries some pretty big shooters out here, so he'll be missed out of town. And I'd also like to thank the village department. You guys have been You can really throw that in the police department. I mean, I don't know why Ethan can't keep the traffic out of town, but I mean.
I want it off the 40s.
Me too.
I was in South Carolina, I had complaints. I called him, I said, what's going on up there? No, there's stuff we can do about it. No sense to resurface the Main Street or anything until we get the traffic out here, it's just gonna get tore up. Other than that, all I got.
One thing I got, Tony and I, with T. Topless, and met with Mr. Niemer's office, been representative about Main Street. It's scheduled to be redone in 2024. We tried to get them done in 2023, but it was unsuccessful.
We don't want them.
And we don't want it right now with the interstate problems. He brought that up and we talked about it. He called me back and told me that terrible. IDOT's gonna have to do something different. So, it's scheduled in 2024 for our main streets. We need to look for the future and, because we're gonna be responsible for some of that. I also want to thank Justin for serving on the board. Good luck to the other members.
You have to cover it.
And Ethan, you guys are doing a great job. Michael, thank you for taking the position. Hope you can handle the guys down there. I need a motion to adjourn.
That's good.
I'll make a motion.
Colleen? Yes. April?
Yes.
Max? Carrie? Yes. Justin?
Yes.
Tony?
Nancy, you are way too